So let's start actually sitting today. And so make sure you have enough propping, blankets or otherwise. You can sit on a bolster if you like. And just sit cross-legged in a comfortable way. We're going to do some just mobility movements for the hips and the knees and the ankles, kind of warm up the body a little bit. But let's sit tall first. And just go inside and feel what state your body is in this morning. Does it feel stiff or heavy or achy? Are there certain parts of your body that stand out? And then tune into your breathing so that you can begin to make your breathing priority. Just kind of making a promise to yourself that no matter what you're feeling or what you're doing, that you keep coming back to your breath and letting your breath really help you to relax. Not only relax the muscles, but also relax resistance. That's something I don't say a lot, but a lot of times when we're doing something that, no matter even how easy it may be, still may be uncomfortable for some parts of your body. We don't sometimes realize how much we are resisting what we're feeling. Kind of having a notion or an intention to relax resistance. Let's bring the hands together at the heart, bow the head, salute the teacher within. And then let's just start to rock around the pelvis, transferring your weight to the four corners of your base, the 4 points of your base. Just kind of feeling your low back, hips. Just going in one direction to start with. And then change the cross of your legs and reverse the direction. And then coming back. And let's just lean back, put your hands on the floor behind you or get blocks if the floor feels too far away. And bend your knees, take them up. And let's just take the legs from side to side. And then come back and stretch the legs out. Circle the ankles. Try to stay tall through your spine. If you haven't reversed your direction, reverse your direction. And then bend up your right knee, keep your left leg straight, and put your interlaced fingers behind your knee, and just swing your foot, your lower leg side to side a few times. It sounds simple enough, but I find it very awkward. Now bend your other knee a little bit. Grab hold of your heel with your other hand, with your left hand, and just pull it close to you. So you're really bending the knee, let the knee go out to the side, and then lift it up, and pull it back down. Lift it up, pull it back down. Just feel that in your hip and your knee and your ankle. And you can, if you need to, you can really stretch and let your foot sickle a little bit. Now start to make a circle. So pull that foot away and then pull it back in. And then bring it close. Now, if you can, and I know this is really hard for some of you, so if you can, you're going to cradle your lower leg. But if you can't, just hold it like you have been and take your legs side to side. Feel it from your hip joint. Okay, and then just release that, stretch both legs out and bend up your other leg and put your hands behind that knee and just swing the lower leg from side to side. Let your foot just kind of go free. And then I can't remember what we did next. Okay, so just grabbing hold of that foot, pull it in close, bend your other knee, if it helps you. So I usually bend my other knee because it just makes it a little easier. But if it's easier for you for it straight, then have it straight. And then lift and lower. And then start to make circles. Notice if this leg is harder or easier. And then cradle if you're able to, and back and forth side to side. And then let's come back to Sukhasana. And just sit tall. Let's take our fingers forward onto the floor. Keep your hips back and just walk your fingers forward. Relax your stomach muscles, relax your shoulders. And then walk your arms over to your right. Reach that left arm a little further beyond your right. And then coming back through the middle, go all the way over to the other side. And reach the right arm a little beyond your left hand. Just hold your hips back. Keep your breath even. Relax. And then come back to the middle. And come up. And just give your shoulders a nice roll. And then change the cross of your legs. And take your arms up. And fold. And reach. Pull your hips back. And then walk to the right. Reaching that left arm. Push your left ribs to the right. Coming back to the middle, go over to the other side. And then back through the middle and back up. Bring your arms overhead. And then let's side bend. And other direction. And back to the first side. And the second side. And the first side. And the second side. And back. Now, keep your right knee bent and stretch your left leg out. And let's just bounce this right knee. So just up and down. And as you bounce it, make sure both sit bones are on the floor evenly. And then hold it down. So you want that knee to go all the way to the floor. So just bring your hand a little above the knee and press until you get that. And what I want you to do is I want you to press down, even if it means your left hip comes up. Okay, so get it all the way down there. Don't let it be on your knee, Peggy. Come up a little bit onto your, yeah, up a little higher. There you go. That's better. Yes, so just pressing it down. Now, this is how you open your hips or help your hip to get healthier, to make, it's just, I hate to even talk about aging, but it just is sometimes a fact. So as you're holding it down, the way that you help it is you start to release the other leg and hip down without letting this pop up. Okay. So start to bring that left buttock back to the floor as you're holding that right knee down. Okay, stretch that leg out. Now we're just going to simply pull it out and take it back. Pull it out, take it back. Okay, and then straighten that leg and bend your other knee. And let's just bounce it a little bit and really feel it deep in the socket. And then hold it down. Again, let the opposite hip come up if you need to. And then reach through that right leg and try to bring that hip to the ground. Okay. Now, one of the things I will say about doing joint work this way is it may feel really kind of uncomfortable while you're doing it. This is one of the things that is not something I usually say in yoga, but it may feel really uncomfortable when you're doing it, but unless you have something organically really wrong with the joint, it will feel so much better when you're done. Okay, and then stretch that leg out and bend it back several times, just back and forth. Doing the best you can to let that knee get as close to the floor as you can. So these repetitive movements like this are so good for your joints. I don't do these a lot in class, but there's a whole program that's very, very fundamental in yoga. I learned it when I was in yoga therapy training. That is nothing but joint mobility. Stretching your legs out. Now let's come back to Baddha, or not back to, but come into Baddha Konasana. So we'll start with the feet about 2 hand spans away from your pelvis. So a good little distance. Okay. So you can see on me that with both knees bent, how high my knees are. So let's just bounce a little bit. And just think of the bouncing, not like you're putting force in the joint, but that you are warming it up, because that's really what we're trying to do, is just warm up the joint. But you're also, when you're doing this, you're strengthening all of the muscles of the hip. So a lot of times when we talk about the hip, or I mention the hip, we just are thinking about the joint itself. But when we're talking about it, and then just go ahead, now lean all the way to the right. But when we're talking about the hip in yoga, we're talking about all the muscles that make up the hip. That means your thighs, your hamstrings, your psoas muscle, your low abdominal muscles, your glutes, all of those muscles make up your hips. And then switch sides. And then come back. Now, sit up tall, try to pull your heels back further. And then we're going to stretch the left leg way out to the left and bring it back. And then the right leg out to the right and back and left. Now these can be, if you're really got hip challenges, can be really hard and even uncomfortable. Okay, leave your right leg out. Now let your kind of roll your lower leg out so that you start to come more onto the top of your left foot rather than this. Okay, so try to literally roll more to the top of the bone, your shin bone. Okay. And I sometimes like to just get my hand on my calf muscle and roll it out. Now, as you're rolling it out, your thigh is already rolling out. Okay. So that's part of why you want to roll your calf out so that your knee is healthy. Okay, now reach with your right arm towards that foot and come back. And reach and come back. And hold it there. Just take a couple of breaths. Now take your left arm and take it to the left. Pull the arm back. Keep your head in line with the rest of your spine. And then come up. Bring your feet together. And then left leg out, pull the right foot in really close and roll that lower leg out, trying to come onto the top of the foot. So the sole of the foot starts to point upwards towards the ceiling. And you'll feel how that tips you forward a little bit on your pelvis. And that's what you want. But then you want to make your tailbone heavy, really heavy. And then we'll reach and come back. And then stay over and reach the right arm to the right. Turn your ribs to the left. And come back. Come back to Baddha Konasana. And grab hold if you can to your ankles. And as you reach out, so you're not trying to push down here, you're reaching from your inner groin out through your inner knees and pulling up on your ankles with your hands, stretching the back, making it really long. And pull the arm bones back. And then stretch your legs out again. And just bounce your legs. Okay. So if you're up on blankets, go ahead and just move them. We're going to do just a little bit of work with a little more work with the ankles. So we're going to come onto the ground, stretching the legs straight out in front of you. So I'm going to just tell you now, you're probably going to hate this. I'm with you. This is hard, okay? But it's so, so good for your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, okay? So that's how we're doing it, not just because I'm, got some kind of sadistic tendency. Okay, so you're just going to bend your knees up, get them as close to your body as you can. And then just use your hands and rock forward all the way onto your knees. Eventually, you want to do that without your hands. And then you're just going to come all the way up onto your knees and release your feet. And then you're going to sit back onto your heels. Lean back, let your knees start to come up a little bit. And then come forward and turn your toes under again. And Come back onto your heels towards a squat. Use your hands if you need to. Try to get your heels on the floor. Put your bottom on the ground. Stretch your legs out. Okay, so that's the thing. So bend your knees. Now, if you can come up into a squat without your hands, do that. Come up onto your toes and bring your knees down. Then come up onto your knees, release your feet. Come back down, sit on your heels. Come back up, turn the toes under. Sit down onto your heels. Lift your knees, sit back into your heels. Come all the way down and stretch your legs out. Last time, pull your knees in. Come up into squat. Come forward onto your toes, knees down. Stand up onto your knees. Release your feet. Sit on your heels. Lean back a little bit. Try to lift your knees up. Feel that stretch on the front of your ankles. Come forward. Up onto the knees. Turn the toes under. Sit back. Come into a squat. Sit. Stretch your legs out. Yay! That's all we're doing. Okay. So now with your legs out, let's bring the right foot across the body and put it on the outside of the right knee. Now grab hold of that ankle, right ankle with your left ankle with your right hand, and bring it down best as you can. And then bring it back and stretch it out. Do that again. Just push it down, come back, stretch it out. That's the whole move. We'll do it, a couple of more times. Okay. Other side. Bring the right leg over, pull it back till the knee comes down, and then release it back. Okay, go back to your right side. Bring that knee on top of the other knee. Now come forward just a bit till you feel a bigger stretch in the straight leg and maybe the left hip. Try to keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And you can reach for your foot or some part of your leg, or keep your hands by your side, doesn't matter. And then come up, but keep your legs as is. Take your hands back behind you. Clasp your fingers. Come forward. Back up. Release. Other side. And go forward. Notice how this side's different and in what way it's different. And then come up, reach your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, come forward again, pull your arms back, reach your chest forward. And then come back up and release. Let's go back now to the left leg on top. And now we're gonna swing the right leg back. And then swing it forward. And swing it back. And swing it forward. Swing it back. And forward. And back. Forward. Back and leave it back. Now, clasp your hands behind you, lift your chest, come forward. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Try to keep your hips down on the ground. Inhale, come up. Stretch your legs forward. Bring your right leg on top. And then left leg behind you. And forward. And back. Forward. And back. Make it as smooth as you can. You have a lot of sluggishness in your joints, a lot of kapha dosha. This can be really challenging. Keep it there, but very important to kind of begin to break out that kapha, move more to rajas. Okay, take your hands back behind you, lift your chest, come forward. Pull your chest forward. And then come back and stretch your legs out. And just sit tall. And now we're going to come onto our back with the knees bent. Have your strap handy. So lying on the back, roll your arm bones out. And knees are bent. Pull your right knee into your chest. Release it and pull your left knee into your chest. Go back and forth, side to side. Okay, next time you go to your right, pull it in and then stretch the leg up. And then bend the knee and stretch it up again. And just do that 5 times. And then cross that leg all the way over the left. Drop your knees to the right, stretch your left arm up and out to the side a bit. And then come back. And go again, turn your head to the left. Come back. So again, about 5 times. But feel free, if it feels really good, to hold it for a breath or two. Are you even holding the breath as you are holding the pose? Also a powerful way to contain and hold energy in your body so it gets into all your cells. And then uncross your legs. Pull your left knee in and stretch it up and down. On the sixth one, stretch it up and then cross it over. And take your knees over to the left, stretch your right arm up and out, turning your head to the right and then back. And then coming back and cross your legs. Widen your feet wider than your pelvis and windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Really get loose in your hips, and hopefully after all of those mobility things that we did, your hips maybe have a little more looseness to them. Now leave your knees to the right next time. Just drop them over. It doesn't matter that if they're together or not. In fact, they shouldn't be together. Turn your head to the left. Now you want to try to make that left hip and thigh and knee heavy. So if you can, lift your right foot up and put the foot on the outside of your left knee. And just let the weight of that foot on the outer knee encourage that hip to internally rotate. Keep the head going to the left. Take your tailbone down away from your low back or towards the floor. Keep it up. And then if you have your right foot up on your left leg, release it and come back up. Find the middle, wide knees and feet. And again, windshield wiper back and forth. Hold your legs to the left. Turn your head to the right. Now, we're definitely asymmetrical, and so poses always feel a little different depending on the side. But I would say, in my own experience with my own body and working with other people, the hips are the place in which it's most dramatic. Shoulders following that. So we really have to give grace to our tighter side. You just understand it's not going to be able to do what the other side can do sometimes. So again, you can bring your left foot up onto the outside of the right knee or not, just depends. It may just not seem like it makes any sense to you at all to put your foot up there. And it's fine if you don't. And then release the left leg and come back up. Adjust yourself. Now, pull your right knee into your chest with your strap. Strap that right foot. Walk your hands up the strap until you're close to your foot. And then pull the leg a little closer to you. And then let it move away. Pull it closer. Move it away. Do that 3 more times. On the 5th one, hold it closer. Tuck your chin and lift your head. Try to bring your forehead close to your shin. Lift your chin up, look up at your foot. And then lay back down. Now put the strap in your right hand and take your left arm out to the side. And start to take your right leg to the right. Let your left knee bend to the left. Slide your hand down your strap until you can get your elbow on the floor. Now roll your right thigh out. So it's like you're trying to turn your foot down towards the floor. Stay as balanced as you can on the back of your pelvis. Bring that leg up. Take it back out. Bring it up. Bring the left knee up too. Take it back out. Bring it up. And take it back out. Now hold it out and stretch your left leg straight out onto the mat. Bring the right leg up and cross it, not all the way, but cross it over to the left. Keep the hips on the ground. Bring it back out. Take it up and across. Keep the hips on the ground. Bring it back. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Come back to the center. Bend your left knee. Release your strap. Pull your knee into your chest. Cross your right leg all the way over your left, cocktail style. Bring your legs now over to the left, reaching the right arm to the right. Turn your head to the right. Relax. And come back up and cross your legs. Pull your left knee in and strap your foot. Take that leg up. Now pull that leg a little closer to you and let it go. Again, pull it close and let it go. Closer. And again. Hold it this next time. Begin to lift your head, chest, using your core muscles. Look up towards your foot. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And then release it back down. Put your strap into your left hand and bring the leg out to the left as you take the right knee out to the right. Notice how different this side is than the other. Now bring it up. Take it out. And bring it up. And out. 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 Now stretch your right leg out. Take your left leg out, roll it out. Roll the foot down towards the floor, and then bring it up and across, and then take it out. And across. And out. Cross. And out. Across. And out. Bend up your right knee. Release your strap and cross your leg all the way over the right. And bring your legs over to the right. Turn your head to the left. And coming back up and cross both legs, stretch your legs out, widen them at least as wide as your mat, maybe a little beyond, and just relax. And then bring the legs closer to one another. Stretch your arms over your ears as you reach through your heels. And just make a nice, firm, open, lying down mountain pose. Urdhva Hastasana. Actually, this would be Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Lying down, arms overhead, mountain pose. Now, start to flatten your back, even though you're long like this. Try to get your low back to the floor. And take an inhale. As you exhale, pull your knees in, grab hold with your arms. And as you inhale, stretch your legs and arms back. Exhale, pull everything back in. Inhale, stretch everything out. Come from your core here and pull everything back in. This is 4. We're doing 5. Pull back in. And hold the knees towards the chest. And then just roll over onto your right side. And stretch your top leg down towards the foot end of your mat. And just use your left arm for support. And let's swing the leg forward and back. Feel it up in your spine. So you're using your big psoas muscle. So since it's connected from the base of your thoracic down through your low back, your lumbar, there should be movement in your spine as you swing the leg. Now hold that left leg back as far as you can and diagonally reach the left arm up and to the right. Make sure you're turning your left leg in, not out. The more you turn it in, the more stretch you'll feel in that psoas. And then bring the knees back together. Bring your right arm forward and place your left hand on top of your right hand. And let's sweep the left arm overhead all the way out to the left, turning the head with the arm and shoulder. Bring it back. And do it again. And then hold this position open, turning the belly and the ribs and the collarbones to your left. Turn your head to the left. Keep your legs to the right. And then bring that top arm back around, coming back to that original position and rolling onto your back. Stretch your legs out, spread them wide. Soak in any positive sensations. Let them really penetrate through your nervous system. And then we'll turn over onto the other side and do the same thing. So stretch your right leg down towards the foot end of the mat. And then begin to make that big arc, swinging that leg with control, not just swinging it willy-nilly, using some control. And then leave the leg back, reach that right arm diagonally and up to the left. Keep that right thigh hip rolling in. And then bring the knees back together and bring your hands together in front of you. And sweep that right arm over your head all the way around and back. 5 times. The more you pull your knees up towards your chest, the easier it'll be on your shoulder. And once you're holding, remember to turn your belly, your ribs, your collarbones, and your head to the right. And then come all the way back and turn back onto your back again. Stretch your legs out, widen them, and release your arms by your side. Now with your arms shoulder height out to your sides, palms turned up, shoulder blades down your back, pull both knees into your chest. Stretch your arms away from one another. Now bring your knees over to your right, pulling them up as you do that, and then bring them back up to center and take them to the other side. So we're just going to roll from side to side. Keep those knees pulling up towards your chest. And then come back, put your feet on the floor, stretch your legs out again, relax. Okay, get your bolster. Just move your blanket out of your way. And we're going to sit on our bolsters. And then just slide forward. And then get your low back on your bolster and lay back with your shoulders on the ground. So you want the bolster on your low back, not down at your bottom. I mean, the bolster is obviously wide enough that it's going to be touching several parts, but the primary part of the bolster should be under your low back. If this is too high, if your bolster is too high for you to do this comfortably, then take a couple of blankets underneath your shoulders and your head. Really let your low back drape over that bolster, letting the tailbone be weighted. So this should be creating a pretty good arch in your back, but it's supported by the bolster. So let yourself relax into the bolster. We'll be shifting this shortly, so don't worry too much if it's not, super comfortable. Okay, now lift your pelvis, push your bolster now down under your pelvis. So your low back kind of stretches, sinks. Let your navel be heavy. Now pull one knee toward your chest. And release. Take your other knee in. And release. Now lift your hips and push your bolster all the way to your feet and off of your hips, and then straighten your legs, straighten your arms. Now, if you want something under your head, feel free to get that. Just come into Shavasana. And the majority of what we did today was about the lower body. So see if you can feel the heaviness in the body, waist down. Just feel how heavy your legs are, how heavy your pelvis is. All of the tension that you let go of through the lower body, which we hold tremendous tension in our lower body, mostly without any awareness of it. Tune into your breathing. Feel the breath from the inside as it fills up your torso. Try to keep your sternum quiet and still. And just breathe from your belly. Take a deeper, fuller breath. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Bend up your knees. And come onto your right side. And press yourself up to seated, maybe sitting on the end of your bolster with your legs crossed. Bring the hands together at the heart, bowing the head. Thank yourself for taking this time. May we have faith to know the divine enriches us, invigorates us, present with us throughout our day. Thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you. Namaste. Okay. Thank you for being here and giving me your attention. And I look forward to seeing you next week, which will be the last class of the year. So look forward to seeing you. Take good care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.